J-Mad is not your everyday lunch partner. He's all the way raw.
How are you going to say Black Lives Matter when the only reason you come out is when cops kill us and we don't come out when we kill ourselves? That's crazy, man.
He's all the way real.
The truth? You can't even handle the truth.
And most of all, he has his priorities right.
I want the Falcons and the Hawks to be my pallbearers at my funeral. That way they can let me down just one last time.
J-Mad gives it to you big.
Yeah, you need that real talk. Well, J-Mad, he got ya right here doing God's work, bringing life after the collar. Hey, radio show, and he's doing it big. You just can't ignore J-Mad, bringing you the word. Just holla at your boy. Hey, life after the collar with J-Mad.
What's up, what's up, what's up? This is your boy, J-Mad. You're listening to Life After the Collar on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa can make it do just what it do, baby. I hope you all have had a great weekend. I hope it was wonderful. I hope you all got some relaxation in. I hope that you all was able to enjoy your Sunday festivities. It was Pentecost Sunday, so I hope y'all did what y'all needed to do, hang out at the churches and get a, hey, Michelle, what's going on with you? And that you all was able to really just have a good weekend. My new weekend started off great. Friday was off the chain. Shout out to the Toronto Raptors. They are headed to Game 5 tonight, matter of fact. Game 5 is tonight. Shout out to them doing what they need to do to handle their business when they handling their business, because when they handle their business, it all goes down. What's up, Charles? Good to have you on the show tonight. Long time no see. So they're gonna I believe they're gonna finish the show tonight. They're gonna finish out the show tonight and go ahead and bring Canada their first championship in the NBA. So y'all, let's make that. My brother called me today, talking trash, talking about some, man, I done sent up my prayers, and y'all, God don't play basketball. He don't play any sports, nor does he have a preference on a team. He don't. I know y'all getting y'all feelings in, cause just like y'all was praying for. They was praying for the Golden State. People was praying for Canada. So, Dale, what's up? Good to have you on the show tonight. I appreciate you for joining in tonight. So, who y'all with? Who y'all with tonight? Y'all join us on. We do have the chat room open on Spreaker.com/show/LATC. We do have that open tonight. That the chat room is open. So if you go to Spreaker.com/show/LATC, you'll be able to log in. Or if you download the Spreaker app, when you download the Spreaker app, you'll be able to get, just look for Life After the Collar. Look for Life After the Collar, and it'll take you straight there. Sherry, what's going on with you? Good to have you on the show as well. There is a chat room on there, so download the app, Spreaker.com, Spreaker, Spreaker app, Spreaker. When you download that app, you should be able to look up. You can look up Life After the Collar. Y'all good with that? If y'all good with that, I'm good with that. Let me see if I can post this tab. I think I did it. I don't know what happened. Anyhow, I was trying to see if I can post it. Sometimes I can see the bottom of the screen. Sometimes it doesn't allow me to. But anyway, thank y'all so much for joining tonight. There is a fly in the studio, and it's getting on my nerve. I think I left that back door open earlier. But we're going to have a great show. I want to talk about something that's, you know how we've been talking about the justice system, the politics, the courts, the police departments and things like that. I got a new twist on it that I want to discuss today. And I named this show "It's Bigger Than You Think." The things that we deal with in our lives, whether it's employment, whether it's especially the justice systems and in politics and our government, it really is bigger than we think. What happens and what goes down, what goes on behind closed doors. I think that's how they say it. No one knows what goes on behind closed doors. I know I said that country. I took some of the letters out of there. But it's true. It's true. And I want to hear y'all opinion on a couple of things. I want to hear y'all opinion on a couple of things. I want to dive into this thing that's actually kind of mind-blowing to me, because I sat down, and this weekend, especially yesterday, I kind of thought about, where we are. I haven't seen When They See Us yet. I'm gonna take a look at that, but I haven't seen it yet. But I want to talk about some other things that we as black folks should be aware of. Let me put it that way. That we as black folks need to be aware of as well. All right, y'all. I'm in my Anita Baker mood. So tonight we're gonna dedicate this show to Anita Baker. We're going to dedicate the show to Anita Baker. So a majority of the songs that we hear tonight are going to be Anita Baker songs. So let's go ahead and get it. If y'all on Facebook Live, I'm sorry. I got to turn it down because I don't want them to kick me out. Y'all know how they do when we doing, because we out here doing what we doing. Make it do what it do.
Protected my heart right from the start. 685 so strong and true, the very best I've always shared with you. And if I should fall, or if I'm standing tall, I can see you standing there, always willing to share each and every part of me. And you see things I never see. And you're the best thing yet to ever come into my life. And you're the best thing ever come into my life. Deep down in my mind, I wonder at the blessing that I could find someone as loving as you, that bring into my life this feeling. Silver stream, and like a misty vision in a midnight dream, such a wonder life to me, so rare. It's bound to such a reason to be. You're the best thing yet to ever come into my life. My
You're listening to your boy J-Mad on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa can make it do what it do. I'm in my Angela Bassett mood. Angela Bassett. I am so sorry. Anita Baker. I'm in my Anita Baker mood today, so we're going to be jamming out with Anita tonight. I can keep it smooth and groove, and we can just enjoy tonight's show. So here's where we are. I called tonight. Oh, let's do our motivational moment. Let's go with our motivational moment. Yesterday, I was introduced to a song by Phil Perry. I don't know if you all know the artist Phil Perry. I'm not, for whatever reason, I'm not able to download the song onto my new music onto my platform, and I already contacted them, so I'll try to get that song on. But the name of the song is When It Comes to Love. When It Comes to Love by Phil Perry. When It Comes to Love by Phil Perry. And man, the words to that song is so deep. It's so deep. And so if you get a chance to go back and listen to the song by Phil Perry, and the name of the song is When It Comes to Love. Yesterday I was listening to that song. I must have listened to that song at least 50 times. Pamela, what's going on? Sharon Rogers, what's going on? Sharon Rogers, what's going on? That was one of my Navy Chiefs. Good to have you on the show. I haven't seen her in years. Deanna, what's going on with you, love? The name of the song is When It Comes to Love. And when you listen to the song, really sit and listen to the lyrics, the words, the meaning, the passion behind this song. It did something to me yesterday. I'll be as transparent during this motivational moment as possible. So if I was to name this motivational moment, I would simply say, look up under the rocks. Look under the rocks. Look under the rocks. For the last couple of years, maybe 3 years now, I've gotten to a place where I basically have been saying I'm fine as far as my heart is concerned, as far as trying to love again, and all of these other things. And I thought I had moved on from not because y'all, if you know me, I'm not looking to date. I didn't want it. I don't want to. I'm not looking for a serious relationship. Let me put it that way. I'm not nowhere looking for a serious relationship because I choose not to look for a serious relationship. When it comes along, it'll come along, and we'll figure it out from there. I'm not trying to get married right now. I'm not nowhere. It's not even in my eye scope of being married. Cabriana, my niece, is on tonight. Good to have you, niece. But yesterday, I found out that I still had things under my rocks, that I had buried things under my rocks that I was not aware of. I had buried some of the pain. I had buried some of the hurt. I had buried a lot of things under rocks in my life that I just did not want to deal with. And so yesterday, when I was listening to Phil Perry, When It Comes to Love, a light came on, and that light was this: if you're going to love completely, you're going to have to make yourself vulnerable for hurt and pain. I know that may sound like a oxymoron, but you're going to have to make yourself, when it comes to love, you're going to have to make yourself, put yourself in a place to be hurt and disappointed. He says in the song, he said, I can't talk about y'all, but I can only talk about my own experiences. He goes on to say what he learned was you're going to have to hurt a little. You're going to have to cry a little. But you're going to have to love a lot, and you're going to have to care a lot. And those lyrics there change my view on what was in my heart. So if I could give you any type of motivation concerning your past and where you are today, understand that love comes with many things. And so even as I speak now, I'm reminded of how Jesus loved us and how many times we disappoint Jesus and how many times we hurt Jesus and God and how many times we let him down and probably how many times he cried. As much as he gave us everything, he gave us everything and gives us everything. But there are times in our lives that we totally ignore who he is to us. And if I look at it from that vantage point, I also have to understand that people would do the same to me. And I would do the same to others. I'm going to disappoint some people. I'm going to make some mistakes. That's one of the things he says in this song. We all make mistakes. But when it comes to you as an individual, don't take relationship out of your life right about now. During this conversation here, take being in a relationship out of the conversation right now, and just concentrate on you. And ask yourself, have I truly let things go? Have I really reconciled with myself before I try to attach myself to somebody else? In the long run, you're going to be better. Not only for yourself, but for somebody else. You're going to be better when you really, really, really examine yourself and look in the mirror and say, you know what? Yeah, that hurt me. Yeah, I'm mad about that. Yeah, that pissed me off. But then turn around and say, that's a part of it. I love that way. I was able to love somebody so much so that they had all of me and they felt that they could take advantage of me. The same way we do God, the same way we do Jesus. That's why we think we can sin and just turn around and ask for forgiveness. That's why we can just think that we can just do anything and feel that he's okay with it. Oh, he'll understand. Oh, all I have to do is ask for forgiveness. And he's faithful to. Well, think about you. Were you able to give that forgiveness that the other person wanted? Or were you at the end of your rope? Hey, Vanessa, good to have you on the show. Vanessa said, I'm enjoying in myself by myself. That's where I am. I enjoy myself. I completely 100% enjoy being by myself. Does loneliness kick in? Yeah, it does. Are there times that I wish that I had somebody? Yeah, there are times that I wish I had some. But I am completely happy alone. I can't say if that's wrong or right. But that's just how I feel. That's just where I am. I don't need anybody in my life to make me happy. I don't. Because I'm learning to be happy by myself. I am going to be completely happy before I make any decision on who I'm going to be with, who I'm going to date. When I make that decision on who I'm going to be in a committed relationship with, I'm going to be completely happy. That way they don't have a hard job trying to keep me happy. And that is the problem with a lot of relationships. Depending on other people to make us happy. So that song, when it comes to love, it made me look up under my rocks, the stones in my heart. I hope you all are able to do the exact same thing. Matter of fact, I would suggest that y'all go download that song, When It Comes to Love. Close your eyes, put it on, close your eyes, and just sit back and think about you, nobody else. When you sit there and try to add other people to your life, you distort what you really need to see. That might be a motivational moment in itself. When you try to add people to your life, you're going to distort what you really need to see about yourself. You're listening to your boy J-Mad on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa. That's right, Alexa can make it do what it do. We're going to come back with a great topic. We're going to dive into this thing, man. It's going to be epic. Holla at your boy. This is Anita Baker. I told you I'm in my Anita Baker mood, so we're going to do a lot of Anita Baker tonight. Fairy tales. Holla at your boy.
Those things my mother said. She told me fairy
You're listening to Life After the Collar with your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa can make it do what it do. Shout out to Melinda. Shout out to Chris, Big Chris, Katina, what's up? Sabrina, what's up? Michelle, what's going on? Vanessa, what's going on? Arletha, what's going on? Clark, what's going on? Yvonne, what's going on? Miss Gates, what's up, lady? Who else did I? Quincy, what's up? I said a shout out to my niece, Cabriana. Denise, what's up? Miss Fox, Miss Edwards, what's going on? Gregory Moore, what's up, man? Deanna, I said hey to you. Pamela, what's up? Pamela Hughes, Bobby, what's going on? Harold, what's going on over here in the chat room on Spreaker.com? Remember, y'all can go to Spreaker.com/show/LATC, download, or you could just simply download the app Spreaker. If you download the app Spreaker, look up Life After the Collar, and it'll bring you straight to the show. You will also get a notification whenever I'm on air. Whenever I go on air, you'll get that notification. Sometimes I do a pop-up session. Not really doing anything. I'll just do a pop-up session. And so those are different things that you may want to be a part of. Sometimes it's just a jam session. I may be in a mood to just play music, and I'll get on here and just jam away. So we do that a lot sometimes too. I haven't done it in a while. I might do. I was going to do one maybe about 3 weeks ago, but ended up going just call it in a night. I was going to do a Quiet Storm session, but it is what it is. Y'all join me every Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on Spreaker.com on Life After the Collar, where we have great conversation. We have great topics and things like that. Something that you don't want to miss. You always want to be a part of this show here. If you have a Facebook page, and I see those that's on Facebook Live, I posted a video. I was going to call it a commercial, but a video about the show. So if you can repost those for me, that would be helpful. That would be helpful. And matter of fact, when you repost, put a comment on what you think of the show on there. Put a comment on what you think of the show on there. Matter of fact, go under the video and also put a comment under the video and tell me what you all think. If you don't mind, if you really don't mind, and push that out as well. All right. So here we go. We're gonna get ready to get into this topic, and I want you all's opinion. And I'm not gonna keep you long. I may end maybe about 10 minutes early tonight, 10 minutes early. I haven't decided yet. I might push it to 9 because y'all know the show, the game come on tonight. The game come on tonight, and I got to get to where I'm going to watch this game. So here's the conversation. I named the show "It's Bigger Than You Think." No justice, no peace. It's bigger than you think. No justice, no peace. We complain all the time about what white folks are doing in our to our black community. We're so inundated with the things that and holding white folks accountable in a sense, but honestly, we really don't. And we'll go deeper into that in a few minutes. We always talking about the man. But the last 2 days, today and yesterday, let me put it that way, today and yesterday, I've been thinking about something that really, really, really has bothered me. It really has bothered me. Someone put a post, oh, no, it was Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick put a thing, and that post, this post here, confirmed my thoughts in other areas that we're going to talk about tonight. Colin Kaepernick put on his page today a post that says, he said, if you have not watched All Eyes on, when they see me, when they see us, if you have not seen the movie, he was encouraging people to see that movie when they see us. But he made an astonishing point. He said, that is the reason why us black folks need to stop dodging jury duty. Yeah, we're going that deep tonight. This is what we're going to deal with tonight, in part, and not just on the jury duty, but we're going to go deep into this thing. And I am going to accuse a bunch of people, and none of them are white. You know, I always wanted to be on jury duty. I think it's a thing that I think all of us need to be a part of. Military and the jury duty, the court system. I think that's something that all of us, because if you think about it, watch this. If you think about it, most of the black people are the ones that's in prisons. Most of the people that's in prison are black. But then we have so many black folks, because they said they were judged according to a group of their peers. That's what they tell us. Now, I understand that there's a selection process, and we got to make sure that we, the jury when we looking up at these jury, I'm to the point where I'm going to start to sit in the courtroom. I'm gonna start sitting in the courtroom and paying attention to what's really going on, even in the courtroom. When Colin Kaepernick said, that is the reason why black folks need to stop dodging jury duty. Y'all, this is very important. I understand that y'all in a different conversation over there. No problem at all. But let's dive into this conversation. Let's stay focused on this conversation here. It's important. It is important that us black folks need to be a part of, not even if you don't even make the jury, stay to sit in the courtroom. I had to go and sit in a courtroom a few years, probably about 3 years ago. And it was so obvious. It was obvious, and this was in Gwinnett County, how the judge was giving sentences out to black folks and how they was giving them out to white folks. And I was dumbfounded. I was dumbfounded how they were giving these things out, these sentences that was so lopsided. And we need to begin, black folks, one, sitting on jury duty. You need to be one of the peers, because we are getting a real bad shake when it comes to these felons, these courtroom things that's going on. Because for far too long, white folks have been getting a slap on the hand. And we need to be sitting in it. Even if you're not on jury duty, sitting on the court, and then once the judge, you realize that there are some discrepancy on how that judge, hey Angie, how that judge gave a sentence to a black person and a white person. Then you call that judge into question. Yes, you can do that. Judge, you did this. You made the decision on. But the other case that was very much similar to that case, you gave a black person this and you gave a white person this. Why? We need to get a group of people that all we do is go around to the courtrooms and sit in the courtrooms and watch how the judges give sentence these people. It's too many times. Majority of these people that are getting off because their case that they were wrongly convicted, Majority of them are black folks. They're just now catching up. But they done lost 15, 20, 30, 40 years of their life for something that they did not do because we weren't on the jury. So we can't, let me tell y'all that we can't sit here and complain about our justice system, about our government and how wrong the government is when we don't even participate in it. Because it's all, I'm going to put it like this, it's all fun and games until it's somebody in our family. It's all fun and games until it's one of your friends, your BFF. And if we don't change the system and how it responds to us, we just on a merry-go-round. Watched a great CNN show last night. What's the boy name? He has an Afro type thing going on. I forgot the dude's name. It's right at the tip of my tongue. But anyway, he went to what is considered the most segregated city in the United States. Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Believe it or not, out of all places, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They talked about how this one guy was sitting in front of, and this is why y'all need to stop supporting Starbucks. Let me tell y'all a reason y'all need to stop supporting Starbucks, because y'all think that incident that happened last year was the first time. No, it happened before. The manager saw a black guy sitting out in front of the store. He was waiting on somebody, and he called the manager of Starbucks, called the police on him. When the police arrived, they had determined that he wasn't doing anything wrong. Watch this. So the manager decided to call one of his buddies that was on the police force. His buddy came up and ended up shooting the dude 14 times. 14 times, and Milwaukee said he didn't do anything wrong. He was within his rights. I'd be damned if you in your rights to shoot somebody 14 times who is unarmed. Someone posted the other day of a white dude trying to rob a bank. He get in a fight with three armed police officers. Ended up grabbing one of their guns, shooting one of the officers, and ended up getting off on probation. Getting off on probation. But then again, his peers was on the jury. That cop that shot that boy 14 times, his peers was a part of the jury. Why are we so afraid of doing our civil rights and what is required of us to have equal? So we sitting here talking about something, we want equality, where in order to get equality, black folks, you're going to have to do both ends of the process. If you want equality to come to you, you're going to have to be in place to change it and make sure and hold people accountable for the things that they aren't doing or doing too much of. You're going to have to start doing these jury duties. Let me get off of us. Harris said you have to be selected. You do. I completely agree with that. That's why I made two different statements. One, we need to stop dodging it. Let's be real. Or doing what you need, because when I go, I see so many black folks come up with excuses as to why they can't be on jury duty. And guess what? The judges and the lawyers are okay with you coming up with those issues, concerns, problems, why you can't stand. They glad that you can't. They glad that we come up there and say, oh, I got this going on, or I got that going on. Okay, fine. You don't have to stay. But them white folks, they stay right there and get selected. Now, let's say you're like me. I've had a couple of times to be go to be in a jury pool, and I wasn't selected. But I'm learning this. I'm learning to stay in the courtroom and listen to the case. I'm learning to do that. Harold says, and they make sure to select more whites than blacks in police shooting. Yes, they do. I could completely agree with that. But you have every right to sit in the courtroom. And I think that's, I have a passion that's going on the inside of me, and I don't know how to get it out. And it's dealing with the justice system. And I think what I want to do is create a group, get a band of black folks that you ain't doing nothing else. You retired. You ain't doing nothing else. You off for a day. Or you take a day and go sit in the courtroom together, and with your notepads, and put down and I may even come up with a form. Is it a violent offense? Is it a drug offense or other? Is that person white, black, Hispanic, whatever? And what was the charge? And what did the judge give that person? If we can't make it to the jury, we can sit out there in the audience and take notes and hold the judge accountable and the lawyers accountable, and bring it to these news people. Because right now the news cycle is real friendly right now to black folks. And we're not using it as effectively as we. And then social media is a totally different ball game. We can do our own social media stuff, and I'm gonna tell y'all how stuff end up on these newspaper. I'm gonna tell you how the stuff end up on news like CNN, Fox, and so they have. And if you've never taken a tour of, if you're in Atlanta, especially if you're in Atlanta. If you have not taken a tour of CNN, that is a must, and you will learn a lot of the behind-the-scenes things that goes on there. The way a lot of stuff make it to the news is from social media. They have a group of people that sit and watch social media sites and see what is trending. When they find out what is trending, they now send researchers out there and investigators out there to figure out what's going on. And that's how it makes it to the news. Social media is our biggest friend. And if we can learn to use social media to make change, we use it for foolishness. I know I use social media for fool. If you on my page, you know I ain't got nothing but shenanigans going on my page. And I talk so much crazy stuff on my page. But when are we going to learn to use social media to our advantage? But we're so quick to post a video of some little tiny girl twerking, calling it cute. We're so busy posting a little boy trying to mimic his pastor and hooping, calling it cute. It's not cute. None of that is cute when we out here dying. None of it is cute. When we out here have so much other stuff that we could be posting that can help the black community, that can help the brown community, that can help the Asian, but we're so busy thinking that stuff is cute. Holding up stacks of money and smoking a blunt, we call that cute. We have so much other stuff that we need to be doing rather than posting stupid stuff. Now I know. Don't get me wrong. Let me get this straight, because y'all know y'all are, he contradicting himself. There is nothing wrong with posting funny stuff, getting a laugh for people, and da-da-da. But what are you doing on the flip side? Because there's a time and a place for everything. That's just Bible. There is, Frida, what's going on, Frida Zachary, my high school buddy? There is a time and a place for everything. There's a time to laugh. There's a time to cry. So don't think that you got to just use your social media and just be so stuck up and so sprung and so deep. I'm just trying to help somebody out, y'all. I really am. Because I'm tired of all this foolishness. I really am tired of all this foolishness. You listen to your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com. This is Life After the Collar. Look out, y'all. Told y'all already. I got Anita today. I may throw in a couple more people. I think I see PJ Morton that I might throw in there. But we're just hanging out. We're having a good. You're gonna be surprised on what I'm getting ready to bring up next. You're gonna be very surprised on who I put the blame on next. And no, they're not white folks. They still black folks. But I'm going to tell you who I put the blame on next. Holla at your boy. It's all good. All gravy.
I look back on all those good times we once shared. I must have been blind just to think I'd find someone new, one who'd love me better than you. Well, it may come as a surprise. Loneliness has opened my eyes. I tried every love I could find. Still I can't get you out of my mind. 'Cause there's no one in the world to hold me. No one in the world's gonna move me. No one in the world can love me like you do, baby. Every time I'm with someone, I'm loving you. Yes, I wanna run. I wanna run back to your arms again. Ain't no one in the world loves me like you do. Are you happy now with your life? Well, for me, I'm breaking inside, so self-assured that I could not see. I had it all when you were with me, baby. No one in the world's gonna hold me. No one in the world can move me. No one in the world can love me like you do, baby. Every time I'm with someone, loving you and I wanna run. I wanna run back to your arms again. There's no one in the world loves me like you do. Please take me back. Oh, baby, I can't go on. I'm not happy in my life without you. I'll do whatever it takes. I've got
You're listening to Life After the Collar with your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa. That's right, Alexa can make it do what it do. Hey, y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. The show is called It's Bigger Than You Think. No justice, no peace. It's way bigger than you think. No justice, no peace. You know, we was just talking about how I blame us, the black community, for not, after something that Colin Kaepernick presented to us today when he was saying, if you asked us if we saw the movie on Netflix called When They See Us. And then he made an astonishing statement that says that is why we need to make sure that we stop dodging being on jury duty. And y'all know how we are. We'll sit there and we'll dodge, come up with every excuse. Or why I can't be there. Oh, I had plane tickets. Or I had this. Or I'm on this. I need to do this and da-da-da-da. And the list goes on and on. While them white folks are sitting there saying, okay, which case you want me to be on? Which leads me into my next discussion. I was watching the show. If you have not seen the show, Adam destroys, not destroys. Adam, oh man, what? I'm gonna see if I can find it because I want to make sure I get this. I want y'all to see this show. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get this everything. Ruins. That's what it is. Adam Ruins Everything. If you have not seen the show Adam Ruins Everything, you really, 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 really need to start watching this show. Adam Ruins Everything. Here's why. So, Sunday? Was that Sunday? It was either Sunday or Saturday. Saw a great show, 2 episodes. One was on the drugs in America and its lineage to where we are today. And really, it's kind of centered around marijuana, but it led deeper to because and then it led into the DARE campaign. It led into, even before the DARE campaign, how they at first marijuana was legal in the early 1900s, 20s, I think up into the 20s and 30s, and then they made it illegal. And then once they made it illegal, what the government did was made that illegal drug. Now you could get it off. You can get it out of the store. You were able to. The doctors was giving it out, but then they made it illegal. And when they made it illegal, they turned around, and made it. Associated as drugs, bad drugs, illegal drugs, and then associated marijuana to blacks and brown-skinned people. They switched it over to where, you know, only black folks and Mexicans, Latinos were the ones that smoking, and it made them bad people. And it went even deeper than that. Because during the Nixon presidency, they had a guy on the show, and he was one of Nixon's right-hand man. And they told Nixon that we need to make this legal because there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with marijuana, and we need to make this legal because all of the good that it's doing. This chemical stuff that the doctors are giving giving people is much, much worse than marijuana. Nixon turned around and told this guy, no, we're not going to do it because this will hurt our race. I'm paraphrasing what he said. We have to use this as a way to control blacks and brown-skinned people. This was Nixon's era. You remember that's when, Woodstock and all of that other stuff. And they decided not to make it legal again because they was using it to control the black communities and the Latino communities. Okay? And then it wasn't until down the line and that they came up with during Reagan, Nancy Reagan came out with the DARE program, which ended up being the biggest flop and a huge increase of more people being on drugs. But they spent billions of dollars on this program only to force people to really get more in depth into it. Because they was flooding our communities with the drugs. Because every time you saw a person with the drug, you could arrest them as a criminal because it was illegal. Instead of dealing with the fact that this person is dealing with a health issue. But I digress on all of that. And so now it led to the next episode that dealt with the prison system. And this is where I'm getting ready to blame folks. This is where I'm getting ready to blame somebody. So now the jails are coming along. So they went from state-funded jails and federal-funded jails to private jails. And the reason and the purpose behind the jails was literally to put black people in it. Let me digress to slavery days. Once they was freed, watch this. They did not want to lose their business. Slavery was was a big part of how they made money. Somebody got to pick the cottons. So what they did was this. They started even having private jails back then. And even the state jails. So what they did was, if they made it illegal for you to not know how to read. And if you didn't know how to read, you was thrown in jail. Majority of the black people did not know how to read. If not all of them, 90, 95, 98% of them did not know how to read. So when they brought them something to read and they couldn't read, they got thrown in jail. When they got thrown in jail, what they did was they leased them back to the plantations. So now they wasn't enslaved, they were prison working off their sentences. Let's fast forward it. Around about doing what's the boy named Clinton's era. And Joe Biden was in. And I keep telling y'all about this Biden dude, y'all. Look, and he still have yet to apologize for it. He's trying to walk around it. He's trying to walk around it because he still got to have white voters. He still got to have white voters. But y'all, some of us black people are not paying attention that Joe Biden was the one that pushed this justice thing that we deal with today. That caused the mass incarceration problem that we have today. Joe Biden was in charge of that. So now you had a whole bunch of privatized jails. Watch this. So now, in order for these private jails to keep getting the funding that they need, they have to keep a occupancy rate of 92 to 93. When you fall below that, when you fall below that, you don't get the state funds or the federal funds that you need. There was a jail in I think it was in Milwaukee or somewhere up there in Midwest. Because no, it wasn't. I forgot where it was. I'm thinking two different shows now. Because they fell below the 93% occupancy rate. Watch this. The privatized jail had to pay a fine of almost $300,000 to the state because they didn't have enough criminals or enough people in the jail. You see where this stuff goes? Now, y'all was like, I thought you were going to blame somebody. Yes, I'm going to blame somebody. So while you're in jail, you get fractions. Oh, that's a fraction. Oh, that's a fraction. Oh, that's a fraction. And it adds more time to your sentence. And when it's time for you to go up for parole, you can't get parole for good behavior because you've done too much and they don't let you come out. And this stuff adds more time to your sentence. So you stay longer in the jail for something that you did in the jail that has nothing to do with you broke a rule, not a law. You didn't break no law in the thing. You broke a rule. Now watch this. Yeah, and Harold, I'm getting ready to go right there. Harold said over here, if y'all on Facebook Live, Harold on Spreaker said, all of them folks voted for the crime bill back in the 90s. Now, before I get to the crime bill, because I'm trying to walk backwards in a sense, because I did the court system, and I blamed us for, how. Now, you black folks that call yourself detention officers and working in the prison systems, you black people, because a majority of those people working in the jails, or a large part of the people that's working in the jail system, are black men being in control of black men. So now I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be real frank and real open with you. It's a house nigger in charge of a field nigger again. Oh Lord, y'all don't want to go here with me. So now that black dude that's in charge of the prisoners are writing infractions, knowing damn well that those infractions are designed to keep that other black man in prison. And so now that black man who has on a uniform, it has become a corporate man. And it's hurting our own people, knowing that person shouldn't be. And they were showing how 90% of the black people, how did they say it? 90% of the infractions, over 90% of the infractions that goes on in jails goes towards the black people, and the other part is the other 10% or so goes to the brown people and white people. And white people only get like 2%. I don't have don't quote me on the numbers, but the numbers are that lopsided. Harold just asked a question. He said, I guess you think there aren't folks who should be in jail. I know there's a lot of people that should be in jail. I never said that. Never said that. There are a lot of people, and there are a lot of white folks. I'm going to put it this way. There are a lot of white folks that should be in jail that's not, i.e. the President of the United States. I am not suggesting in any form or fashion that if you break the law, you are not supposed to pay your dues to society. Now, that's a totally different discussion. How do you pay your dues to society? When are you finished paying your dues to society? Do you spend the rest of your life because you made a bad decision when you was 20 years old and now you 50 and 60 years old and you put your name on an application, but you spent 20 years in jail for a crime And let's get this part straight too. When you got kids in jail serving 20-year sentences for having marijuana on them, and yes, it is that. For marijuana on them, that's not a crime. It may have been illegal, but that wasn't a violent crime. Having marijuana on you is not a violent crime and do not deserve no 20 years. And then when you get in there, I had a person that was real close to me, and I was horrified at how even when the prisoners were nice and being or going by the law, how mean and hateful. And this is in Gwinnett County. And this is nothing that I heard from somebody else. I know this for myself. I've witnessed it for myself. A nonviolent crime. And then watch this. They let you out on work program, but you got to go back to jail. And the reason why you got to go to the work, they let you go out to work, is because you got to pay to stay in jail. Yeah, it's a program out there where you have to pay to stay in. What you do, it's kind of like a room and board thing. But they let you get out, you go to jail, and there's a fine that you have to pay every month. And if you don't pay the fine, you go back into jail. So are there murderers that needs to be in jail? Are there bank robbers that need to be in jail? As the list goes on and on. Is black folks clear? No. Some of us, the reason why some of our black men are in jail is because our black fathers wasn't there. Now that's a whole different conversation. That's a whole different conversation. If us men was where we supposed to be, our children would be in better places. Our women would be in better places. So I'm not out here saying that, oh no, everybody, just let everybody out in jail that's in jail. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you have a fair sentence supposed to be fair sentence. Just like that one thing that I brought up. White guy goes into a bank to rob the bank. 3 officers come in, confront him. He gets to fist fighting with the officers and ended up grabbing one of the officers' guns. Shoot one of the officers. They were able to get him down, take the gun, take him to jail. He go to court, and when he go to court, he gets off. They give him probation. He robs or tries to rob a bank and shoots a police officer, white dude, and he gets probation. What I am saying is that those black folks that's in there, that's helping this issue that we're dealing with to grow out of control. And they are the black, and they won't snitch on what's really going on in the jail. That's who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, I didn't even bring up prisoners and that they shouldn't be in jail. I'm talking about the black people that's detention officers that is a part of the problem. I go even deeper. Y'all cops want us to snitch, our community to snitch on people. But how do you want our people, our young people in the community to snitch on us people when y'all black folks, y'all black officers won't snitch on them white officers that do? But y'all more connected to the blue than you are to the black. Oh, we're going to talk about this. I told y'all it's bigger than you think. No justice, no peace. It's way bigger than you think. You got black officers on the force that allows this thing, and you know it's happening. And you know that the percentage people being arrested are blacks, and you are the ones, you're not driving around, black cops, y'all not driving around these white cops watching these stop signs and watching them white folks get their drugs and stuff like that. But you'll find your black tail in our community harassing our kids for nothing. I'm not saying that our kids are innocent. I am not. Because some of these cases that we deal with, I blame the parents. Not for not knowing where their kids for, because of how you raised them. We were too busy trying to still be young and not raise our kids. Yeah, that person. Y'all know that person. Instead of raising your kids, you out there trying to be in the club all the time. You tracing some nasty behind chick, or you chasing some no good dude trying to stay in your 20s instead of being at home raising your kids. What time is it? You're listening to Life After the Collar with your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Y'all, I know I'm on my conversation today. Vanessa, what's going on with you? Vanessa Wiseman. Patricia Henry. That was Michelle that came back on. Ray Mitchell, what's going on, dude? Y'all, I'm just trying to be honest with you, open with you. Holla at you, boy. It's all good. It's all gravy. PJ Morton.
It's getting hard for me to hold my own. See, nobody wants to be in love alone. So I'm trying my best not to overreact. But I need to know right now, no lies, just facts. So if you love me, just say so. 'Cause I can't play these games with you no more. So if you love me, just say so. I need to know from you right now before I go.
It's just that I can feel I'm falling deep, and I don't wanna fall unless you're falling with me. I need to know if this is really real, and if you feel the same way that I feel.
So if you love me, just say so.
Just say so.
'Cause I can't play these games with you no more. So if you love me, just say so.
Just say so.
I need to know from you right now before I go.
Just say la 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 la.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baby, I hope that you understand. This is for my peace of mind, and I just don't wanna waste any more time. And if this love isn't what you want, then baby, let me know. I don't wanna go, but
You're listening to Life After the Collar with your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa can make it do what it do.
Yeah, you need that real talk. Well, J Mad, he got ya right here doing God's work, bringing life after the collar. Hey, radio show, and he's doing it big. You just can't ignore J Mad, bringing you the word. Just holla at your boy. Hey, life after the collar with J Mad.
So here's the thing. I know y'all probably sitting there looking like this dude. He's going in tonight. Here's why. I just think that our community can do so much better when we become a solution to the problem rather than just complaining about the problem. Too many of us sit back and complain about the problem, and we don't have a solution or make a solution for the problem. We do everything. We talk all day long about the problem, but never come up with a solution for it. We come up with different projects that now there are a lot of organizations. I wish I would have worked. It's on my timeline. What I'm going to start doing is posting more organizations that we can be a part of to help the community, to help the struggle, to be a part of the fight, to be in the fight. That's what we really need to do, to be more of, instead of waiting for somebody else to do. Oh, they got it. Oh, the politicians will do it. Oh, the this person will do it. That person, that organization is working on something, or pastor is doing something. No, what are you doing? What are you doing? Even as I talk about this last group of people that I blame or I want to put under the gun, my question to you is, what are you doing? And it's not about helping a nation. It's about helping the community that you're in. Are you out policing the police? Or are we going to just let the police be out there doing whatever they want to do, handling our kids the way they want to do it? Thank God for cameras. I promise you. Thank God for cameras. Because some of these, when we, years ago, when we used to discuss what police used to do to us, to our community, white people didn't believe it. White people just didn't believe that cops are actually doing that. Oh, no, that y'all are conspiracy. I'm glad we got cameras now. And I'm glad that the millennials are willing to die for what they believe in. They out there filming. You know, back in the day, man, Martin Luther King and during Malcolm X days, they everybody was involved. Everybody was involved. It wasn't just people just standing around waiting on somebody to do something. Everybody got involved, one way or the other. You had a group that was nonviolent and was willing to go to jail for what they believed in. You had another group that said, no, if you pull a gun on me, I'm going to pull a gun on you, and I'm willing to die for it. But now us black folks, and I think that's the problem with reason why the jurors, I'm in my little comfortable world. I don't want to deal with that. Our police officers and our detention officers, I'm in my world. I don't want to deal with that. I'm just doing what the man tell me to do and calling it a day. And last but not least, our politicians. As much as I respect what Barack Obama accomplished, one of the things that I can say he did not do, and that is something for our community. He helped the women's community. He helped the LGBT community. Because those two communities stood up together. I don't have any proof of this, and I'm not just on Barack Obama, but all black politicians. Every now and then you'll get a politician, a good politician that'll speak his mind and tell what's really going on in behind closed doors. But I am so surprised, like Harold said, all of them folks up there voted for the crime bill in the 90s, including the black people, knowing that it was designed to ruin the black communities. And I often wonder, what did they say to these black people to sell us out? What did they promise these black people to sell us out? For us to be in 2019 dealing with the stuff that we are dealing with. And we've had black people on a Democratic side, a couple on the Republican side. But for the most part, and remember, there was a time when the Democrats had both houses. They had the Senate and the House of Representatives. And black people was in charge of things. So my question is, why didn't change happen? Why are we dealing with what we are dealing with now if we had so many black people in office? And this is what the white folks are afraid of today. I'm going to tell you why white people are afraid, especially those that's in power. They're losing their power. Too many women, too many other ethnicities are taking the power over. And they're losing control of a power that they once had. Abortion has nothing to do because they worried about the baby. It ain't got nothing to do with that. The reason why they're fighting so hard about these babies is because more white people, more white women have abortion than black women. And they're trying to save their race. Now that's in the books there. They're saying within the next 30 to 40 years that whites are going to be the minority. I had somebody tell me the other day whites was always the minority. No, let's not get that twisted. Matter of fact, that was yesterday. What they're afraid of is now, and reason why they don't want immigration to be so big and so effective is because it causes other races to join to become a part of America. That's what happens. That's what's happening. The reason why they're fighting so hard against the immigration system is because it's causing more races, America to become more diverse, and they don't like that. And the white man is losing power because everything is gearing towards more inclusiveness, and they're not used to having inclusiveness. That's why there is an extreme right wing that are so extreme in what they're doing. While they're fighting so hard for a lot of things that help them, if you really pay attention, the laws that they're passing are laws that help them stay in power. That's why it's big. Every year they get, when they sit there, and I'm going to help y'all out, black people that don't pay attention to these signs that they have posted around the neighborhood telling y'all that they're going to have a town hall. You know what they do? They redraw the line in order to keep their positions. That's what they're doing. And they're trying to fight that. The Democrats are trying to stop them from doing stuff like that. Pay attention, y'all. Really, seriously. Pay attention to what's going on in your community, what's going on in your own back door, on your national stage. I wake up every morning and I make sure that I get some news in. And not the local. I don't do too much local news because all they do is talk about which black person killed what white person. That's in my opinion. And if a white person does something, you don't see their picture on the news. You barely get a name out of it. We cannot be adding to the power. I'm going to put it this way. We cannot be adding to the procedures that white people are using to keep them in power. Whether it's the courts, whether it's the jail, whether it's police, whether it's politicians, whether it's whatever it is, the tactics that they're using and what they're finding out. And if we can have more conversations like the one we had tonight and make more people aware of what's going on, if we can get people to be more aware of what's going on, it causes them to lose grip of the power that they once had. And now it's evenly spread. It's evenly spread. That's why I shout out to the women. Women are sticking together. Black and white, y'all are sticking together. That's why so many changes are being made to help you all out. Shout out to the LGBT plus community. Y'all sticking together. That's why so many laws and stuff are being changed, because y'all know how to stick together. Let me talk to my black family. If we want change, to real effective change to happen, we got to stick together. Whether it's it being in the court, whether it's being the people that's in charge of arresting us and all of this other stuff, we got to stick together. And if we got to snitch on the system, then we got to snitch on the system. It's time out being scared, and it's time out to say, oh, I'm just trying to do my job. Because wait till it's one of your family members. Wait till it's one of your family members in jail. Wait till it's one of your family members that's shot and killed. Wait till it's one of your family members and see how you respond too. Yes, I understand, Harold, that a lot of this stuff, especially when you was talking about the jury duty. Yeah, they select. They were, but we have the right to sit there and say, no, that's not his peers. We have to go and make it known that no, that's not his peers. No, y'all charge, and then you go to those and we got us lawyers. We got to learn how to be ready to stand up. Lawyers, we need more lawyers. You know what? And I'm gonna say this as I close out. Instead of having more athletes out there on the field, I understand if you're talented, gifted, and in that area, it is what it is. If you're able to make them millions and millions of dollars, do that. But if you're able to make them millions and millions of dollars, how about this? Send somebody every year. Send somebody to school. Every contract you get, send one person. Every year of your contract for and you making that much money, send one kid to school. Make somebody a lawyer. Make somebody a doctor. Send somebody to school and pay for their education. That's how you come back. Yeah, your gift, you may not have been smart enough to go through become a doctor and lawyer, but your body was where it was, and you was able to go through all of this sports stuff and make millions and millions, almost billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. LeBron James did a good job building a whole school. I got something better for you. Send one child every year. Find one child to pay for their education, to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, to put on a police force. I don't know what that procedure is, but use your money now to pay for somebody else to make it into positions. A young person that wants to be something in the community, run for office, be the one that sponsored their campaign. I know my ideas are far-fetched, maybe even fairy tale-like. But I just believe that if we as a black community would simply just stick together, like the ladies, the women are sticking together and breaking that glass ceiling. Just like the LGBT community. I think it's called LGBT plus or something like LGBTQ plus. It is what it is. Who you sleep with is just who you sleep with. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But they stick together. And change. They have caused laws to be changed because they knew how to stick together. My black friends, my black family, my black loved ones. How about this? Let's just stick together. No matter what, we got some, we got some people that we don't even want to call them family. But maybe if we learn to just stick together and love on each other, that our love that we show for each other will make change happen. Before we came over here to the United States, family and our tribes were most important. We loved on our family. We took care of our family. We took care of our tribe. We took care of our community. We took care of our village. I know that was destroyed during slavery. I know that part of who we are was destroyed during slavery. They tore us apart. They really did. They tore us apart not only as family, but not even as physically, but emotionally and mentally. They tore us apart. Yes, they did. But now we're in a place that we can no longer blame slavery days because we're smarter now. We have more education. We have more opportunities. The only thing we don't have is a connection with each other. We can have all the money in the world. If we're not connected to each other, it means absolutely nothing. It means nothing. At some point, we're going to have to come together as a people and tell this nation that we're not going to be treated like this. Just like women stood up and said, no, government, we're not going to be treated like this. And they did it together. When the LGBT community stuck together and said, no, we're not going to be treated like this, laws began to change. You could run around and speak in tongues and be all saved and sanctified in all of y'all segregated churches. I hate a segregated church. I do. Sunday is the most segregated day of the year. Sunday is the most segregated day of the year. We black folks come together in all of our different, and then we pick at each other about, no, you on the full Baptist, no, you on AME, oh, you Methodist, oh, you this and you that, and you this and you that. So not even on a color skin are we segregated, but in our own black communities, we're even segregated, and we're calling each other wrong. If you're going to call somebody wrong, be able to enunciate why you say they're wrong. Y'all, I keep telling y'all, like I named this show, it's bigger than you think. No justice, no peace. I hope you all enjoyed this show. I really did. I really had a great time tonight. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to listen to this one of my favorite songs by Anita Baker. I Love You Just Because. Holla at your boy. I'll come back and say my goodbyes in a minute.
when I think about how much I'm loving you. No limitation, no set of regimented rules. I'm amazed how much this love has touched my life. And the commitment that we share is a welcome sacrifice. This must be the sweet fatal attraction. My lifelong day we're destined to. Love is strong, it just brings out the passion I never knew was here in me. And I love you just because I love you, just because, just because I do. My darling, you, emotions more than words can help me say I love you. I love you, baby. Just because you're you. Just because you're you. Just because you're you. You're a diamond in my mind, a treasure found, a precious gem to me. You're so nice to have around. I'm so glad I took the path that led to this. And it's amazing loving you. I'm doing things I never thought I'd do. I don't know, there ain't no explanation. Oh, I'm sharing love at last this way. I won't try to uncover the reasons. I'll use these words to simply say I love you just because I love you, just because I do. My darling, you, emotions on the words can help me say I love you. And I love you, baby. I love you just because I love you, just because I do. Yeah, darling, you, emotions on the words can help me say I love you. And I love you, baby. Could it be that there's more to this than meets the eye? Maybe that's the reason why. All I know is when I'm in your arms, it feels alright. I hold on tight and I come alive. I love you just because I love you. Sure I do. Love you, darling. Emotions on the words can help me say I love you. And I love you. Yeah, you need that real talk. Well, J Mad, he got ya right here doing God's work, bringing life after the collar. Hey, radio show and he's doing it big. You just can't ignore J Mad, bringing you the word. Just holla at your boy. Hey, life after the collar with J Mad.
Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me tonight. I do appreciate you all so much. I hope you all was able to enjoy the show, get something information out And then also, hopefully it causes you to want to change in some form or fashion. All right. I will see you all Wednesday. Y'all have a good week. Y'all keep it easy. Y'all keep it safe. I'll let your boy. It's all good. It's all gravy.